If you're PCSing to Fort Carson, please watch this first, because choosing the right neighborhood could save you thousands of dollars a year in BAH, or turn that same BAH into real equity for your family. So let's get into it. I'm Krisie.terrell with Pink Realty, and I specialize in helping Fort Carson families navigate the Colorado Springs housing market. And what I don't want is for you to base this huge decision on one quick Google search or just a random Facebook comment, because that's how people waste time, money, and then you end up in a neighborhood that just doesn't fit your lifestyle. So today, I am breaking down the 5 neighborhoods that actually make sense for Fort Carson families in 2026. I'm gonna give you the real commute times I've personally driven myself, realistic BAH comparisons, and the key lifestyle differences that can either make or break your time here. By the end of this video, I'm really hoping that you'll know exactly which area fits your timeline, your budget, and your family. All right, let's start with the number that is going to control everything: your BAH. I'm using the 2026 E1 BAH rates with dependents as my baseline, which is gonna come out to about $2,160 a month. If this number works, every higher rank with a BAH bump will have even more wiggle room. And remember, that BAH can either go towards rent or towards a mortgage that builds your equity for you. We're going to be looking at both renting and buying in each neighborhood, because depending on where you are in your career, one may make more sense than the other. Let's break down the neighborhoods you'll want to know about. First up is the Stratmoor. This is one of my top spots I would recommend for any junior enlisted member, and here's why. The commute is amazing. From the farthest side of the neighborhood, you're looking at about 11 minutes to get to gate 1. Even during the busiest traffic, it's about 15 minutes. If you value sleep, this is a top choice, because let's be real, every minute is gonna count. Renting an apartment here is pretty affordable. You're looking at about $1,500 to $1,800 a month for a 3-bedroom. If you're thinking about buying, the medium home prices here is gonna sit at about $380,000. That's significantly lower than the Colorado Springs city average, which is sitting at around $460,000. So it's one of the easiest entry points into the Colorado Springs market. With a VA loan and about 5% down, you're sitting right at E1 BAH each month, and you're growing your equity at the same time. That's why this area is such a solid pick if you want your money to go towards your future instead of your landlord. The downside though is that it is an older neighborhood, so most homes were built in like the 60s and 70s, so you'll get great pricing and a great location, but sometimes a little bit of extra maintenance. Next up is Security-Widefield. This is an extremely popular area for Fort Carson families. Commute time is solid, about 15 minutes to gate 3 or gate 20. Renting is going to be similar to the Stratmoor, usually within BAH, just depending on what you choose. Buying here is a little bit more than the Stratmoor, with a median of around $390,000. Prices though have stayed relatively stable over the last year, which is good news for resale later on. Mortgage payments are going to land a bit above an E1 BAH baseline, so this area does tend to work best for dual military families or anyone ranked above an E4. Schools are a strong draw for military families here. Widefield School District 3 is known for its diverse, supportive campuses and strong sports programs. One thing to know is that Security-Widefield isn't technically in Colorado Springs, it's an unincorporated El Paso County. So you get county level services instead of city services, which most families don't mind, but it's just something to be aware of. Let's talk about Fountain. From the farthest southeast corner, the commute sits at about 15 minutes to gate 20, totally manageable. Renting in Fountain gives you some of the lowest prices near the base. That usually means more leftover BAH in comparison to the other areas. If you're looking to buy, the medium home prices is just under $400,000, and prices have dropped by about $10,000 over the last year. So you're buying at a lower price point than people who have moved here 12 months ago. Mortgage payments in Fountain tend to be a bit above the E1 BAH, so this is another area that works best for dual military or mid-career members. Lifestyle-wise, Fountain has a small town kind of feel, so local shops, restaurants, and like a community vibe a lot of military families really enjoy. The only downside is you're a little farther from the main Colorado Springs amenities, so you'll be driving north for most of the big stuff, but the affordability is huge here. All right, so now we have Lorson Ranch. We're kind of getting more into premium territory. Commute is the biggest drawback here. You're looking at roughly 30 minutes to get to the base. If commute is a major priority, this area is not going to be a good fit. Renting here is going to push you at or above BAH, so renters are going to be paying out of pocket here. Buying is where the appeal is. Homes are newer, master planned, and packed with amenities. The median prices is around $490,000, but a good portion of the homes still sell at under $450,000. So it's just gonna depend on the pocket of the neighborhood. Mortgage payments will land above E1 BAH, so Banning Lewis is best for dual military or E5s or higher. It's one of the top reasons military families choose this area. And the lifestyle is a huge perk. So we've got parks, trails, pools, all that new community stuff. But the trade-offs are pretty simple, so more driving, but a higher quality of life for your family from day to day. Last up is Lorson Ranch. It's one of my top recommendations for anyone who wants new construction close to base. Commute times are pretty good here. We're looking at 15 to 20 minutes to get to Gate 20. I would say that renting an apartment here is not going to be ideal because most of the rentals are going to be in Fountain. Buying is where this area is just going to shine. The median home prices here is sitting at about $460,000, which is noticeably cheaper than similar age homes in Banning Lewis Ranch. Mortgage payments will sit a few $100 above E1 BAH. So again, this is best for dual military or higher range families. Most homes are under 10 years old, so maintenance is low, the layouts are modern, and the area is growing. Widefield School District 3 is very military friendly, so a top choice for families. It is a growing part of Colorado Springs, so amenities are still developing. But overall, this is a really strong option. All right, so that was a lot. Here is the simple way to narrow it down. If you're renting and want the most leftover BAH, Stratmoor or Fountain. If commute is the priority, Stratmoor or Security-Widefield fits best. If schools matter most, Banning Lewis Ranch is a top priority. If you're buying and want to get the most out of your BAH, Stratmoor for sure. If you want newer homes and don't mind paying more, Banning Lewis Ranch or Lorson Ranch. I think it's important to know that buying isn't just a place to live. It's an investment for your future. And we can find you a home that fits your budget and actually builds equity for you. At the end of the day, your BAH can either pay your landlord's mortgage or your own. It's just that simple. Look, every one of these neighborhoods is gonna fit someone. There's no single best one. There's only the one that just fits you. The biggest mistake is waiting too long and ending up rushing your decision right before your PCS date. Start this early. If you want help, I offer free consultations for Fort Carson families. We'll look up your timelines, your BH, and your family needs, and I'll give you the honest breakdown of what actually fits your situation. And if you want a list of what's available right now under $400K, just text me the area you're interested in to 719-888-4771 and I'll send you a full list. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm dropping individual deep dives on each neighborhood over the next few weeks. We're talking street by street breakdowns, school ratings, crime stats, and stuff you actually need to know. The next video drops next Thursday, and we're going to do a deep dive into Security-Widefield. I'm going to show you the exact streets to target, ones to avoid, and why this neighborhood might be the perfect fit for you. All right, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.